Hey everyone, it's Sani. I wanted to do a quick update video on growing out a pixie. So I have been growing out my hair for pretty much exactly a year and a week, maybe two. Yeah, I would say a year and 2 weeks. And this is my hair length now. So it's a little bob. I have had a few haircuts along the way, and I'll talk you through kind of like the stages, but I'll put in pictures and I'll talk about every single one of them, because I don't know if any of you have ever felt this after cutting a pixie, but as soon as I cut it, I loved it and I panicked as well. I'm going, oh my god, what have I done? So I was on Google going, how to grow out a pixie pretty much immediately. So I wanted to do my updates and kind of what products I was using and what I was doing to make my hair grow. Not really anything special, but like just what I was doing. So I'll start with showing you. So this was what my hair, this is as short as it was, and that, looking at it now, it's really short. And oh my god, it is so funny that I am actually wearing stripes on that video as well, but they're just the other way around. But yeah, that hair was short. Jeez, that was really short. So stage one was total pixie. I wanted to cut all of the dyed blonde hair out and start afresh with my own color hair, for a number of reasons. It had kind of been ruined the summer before when I went for a full bleach, and they kept kind of like the heat on too long at the top of my head, and it was very bubblegummy, so I knew I wouldn't be able to like stick with that anyways. And I also hadn't had my natural color hair since I was 14. I was curious to see what it even was. I didn't know, and I just wanted a pixie. So I went to the hairdresser. A guy that had never cut my hair before did it, and he was looking at me going, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, it's hair, it'll grow back, I'm not too worried. So it was the easiest thing in the world for the first couple of months. All I did was just wash, condition, and at the time I think I was using shampoo, Aveda shampoo and conditioner. I wasn't really using any styling products apart from what is the Aveda wax? The Aveda control paste. And this was my life for probably the first 3 or 4 months. Now the only thing I was doing is, my husband has hair clippers, and he was literally cutting off just the back as it was growing, because it grows into a mullet very quickly. So he was cutting that off, and he was like sometimes doing it in a little rounded shape, sometimes in a more of a V, sometimes straight, whatever I felt like. But that was it. I wasn't touching the top at all. Now I have a natural wave to my hair, and it was coming out a lot more when it was like short, so it would really get wavy, and I just worked with that. I can remember when I first realized that, oh, it's long enough to put a little clip, and I was so happy, because even though it's easy, I didn't use a hairdryer for 2 months, you kind of miss, there isn't as much versatility, so I was kind of missing that. And also I felt like I had to wear, I don't normally wear makeup every day, and I had to wear makeup every day because I felt a little bit too just boyish, I guess. I did contemplate putting on some funky colors in it, but then that would have kind of defeated the point. I wanted to see what my real hair color was, which turned out not to be that interesting at all. My hair color is pretty much exactly the same as it was, and yeah, it's not the most interesting hair color, apart from the fact that you can easily dye it whatever color. That's the bonus of it. My hair type is relatively fine. There's a lot of it, but it's fine. The individual strands are just like super, super fine. And I was worried that it wouldn't grow like fast enough for me. In the beginning, I was taking biotin. I'm not sure if that made any difference whatsoever. And then when I ran out of it, I just stopped it. Like, I was just like, whatever. I did also, in the beginning, I was using castor oil a few times, but I hate the gloopiness of it. I am using it for my eyebrows right now, but when you put it in your whole head, like the rinsing out and blah, 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 it was too much for me. So I decided to quit it with that. My hair was going to either grow or not grow. And so the first time I cut it was not until 9 months later, like when I had an official haircut. I'll put some pictures of that as well here. And it was like, I was so excited. I had a few very, very subtle highlights, but they weren't even highlights really. It just looked like the sun had caught it a bit. Now this is more recent. This is in December. Is this in December? No, this is like 2nd of January. Sorry, it's not in December at all. But yeah, in September I had a couple of tiny highlights and I felt like I had it cut into a shape. So, because the top layers needed to start catching up with the bottom layer, and that's the pain when you are growing your hair out, is because it's all growing at the same rate. So the bottom layers were kind of cut all to one length. The top layer still had a way to go to catch up. And obviously my top layer now is still not quite as long as the bottom layer. It was trimmed a little bit again, but really, really little. And my kind of top tip would be, stop going to the hairdresser. Don't go all the time. I think not going to the hairdresser for 9 months was the longest I have ever gone. Big money savings, but just stop it. And it was great because the hairdressers I went to have my first cut, and now I'm doing color with them and everything, was Peter Penny's in London. And the girl that did my hair, she really understood that I'm growing it out. Do not go in and start cutting every single tiny bit. She got where I was coming from, so that's good. And then it was probably 1st of December, around that time, that I went in for a fringe cut. I decided I need a fringe. I also at the time contemplated going darker. I didn't, but I really wanted a fringe because I felt like if I added a fringe, it would feel more like I don't know, like a haircut. And I felt like these layers were getting long enough, and which they were. And then it felt like I had a front of the hair and a back of the hair, and I started doing putting clips in hair and things like that. It just felt more natural that way. And I really have wanted to do kind of color. Let's see how much you can see of this. Kind of a little bit of balayage for a long time, but because I have had different amounts of highlights and all of that, it hasn't been really possible. So this I did, I think it was just 2nd of January. I felt like it was time. I was actually going to have my fringe trimmed at the same time, but we got so excited taking selfies afterwards that totally forgot. And now next steps for me are going to be basically, I think I'm going to grow my hair out to about here. Undecided if I'm going to keep the bangs for ages or not. Right now I'm really liking them. I like the idea of bangs, I really do. And also I think it has to do with, I was really obsessed with the series The Sinner on Netflix. If anyone has seen it, let me know. And Jessica Biel has really kind of strong fringe on it, and I was like, that rocks. Anyway, I tend to like hairstyles with fringes anyways. And my forehead, I'm not in love with my forehead. For a long time I thought I can't have a fringe because I have a low and wide forehead, but the fringe hides it perfectly. And you know, by the way, when I say fringe, I mean bangs. So in the UK people say fringe, in America people say bangs. Yeah. Anyways. So would I recommend you cut a pixie? Yes, absolutely. If you're the patient type. I am quite a patient person, so it is fine for me to cut the pixie and then wait for it to grow. I don't need it to grow super fast. However, if you need stuff to happen like this, don't cut a pixie. It's going to take forever to grow it out. But at the end of the day, it is only hair. It does grow back, and if you're curious about stuff like that, why not? I think a lot of people play it too safe with their hair, and so many things in life are super serious. And with your hair you should be able to play. So that is my 2 pennies worth, and let me know what you think about pixie cuts below, and let me know if you've ever had one, and I will see you again next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.